So this set came through as to turn sadness into strength, but it also kind of relates to grief, to kind of sort of any negative emotions that you've been carrying recently, and just the understanding that some of those emotions are not necessarily yours. They're just kind of maybe been affecting you recently. So some of it may be yours, some of it may be bringing up old triggers of sadness and grief, and some of it may be that you're just feeling the pressure of the collective, you're feeling the pressure of what's going on around you, and just every now and again getting your energy pulled down into that, or maybe even staying down in that for a while before you realize it's not yours. So the idea today is to sort of clear that out, to create space so that we can then kind of really fire up the solar plexus and really bring in a lot of energy to kind of give you the strength and fortitude, not only for yourself, but for anyone else in your life that's going to need you to have it for them right now. So we're going to, everyone here is familiar with my work, but just very quickly, in case they're on the recording, if you haven't done Kundalini before, we're using Kundalini to shake up the cells of the body, to create more space so that when the light language comes through, that there's room for it, that you've created space for it. But it also allows us to be working together. I never say I'm healing you. I say we're healing together. I'm helping you heal you. And light language, if you're not familiar, is very weird. Sounds like gobbledygook, but it doesn't matter because your cells receive it in the body and the soul receives it. And so you're getting the messages no matter what. And then sometimes I might get messages as well, which I'll share at the end. If you are pregnant on the first 3 days of your cycle or have any heart conditions, then when I instruct you to do a breath of fire, which is the first exercise of any of that fast inhale, exhale breath, you're just going to take a long, slow, deep breath instead. And the same as if you've ever kind of have any freak out with doing that kind of breath, is just know your body and adapt all of these exercises to your body as best you can. So because we're using Kundalini Yoga, I'm going to tune us in using the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and then I'll tune us in with a protection mantra. So I'm going to do the first one. You're welcome to join in if you know it. Just listen if you don't. And this is your opportunity to really kind of pull in, kind of ensure that your higher self is the most present part of you today. So you're kind of letting go of anything that maybe has gone on this morning, letting kind of go of any stuff that's going around. And you say, okay, I'm present for me. And then the second part is protection mantra. It's 4 parts. We like to imagine a bright white pillar of light at the right, at the back, at the left, at the front, going around and creating this protection all around you. And it's a really good opportunity then to just kind of invite anyone from your light family in. And if you don't know, you can just kind of welcome any of your support system in, so that maybe ancestors and angels and guides and spirit animals or whatever works for you, you can kind of invite them to amplify the session as well. So we're just going to bring the hands together into prayer position, just lightly pressed at the chest, lightly pressed together, closing the eyes, and the mantra is Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and you're welcome to join in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take an inhale here, hold the breath. Invite your higher self to be the most present part today. And exhale. And now we'll do the protection mantra. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Take a deep inhale here, hold the breath. And if you thought of those, think of a bright white energy dome of protection all over you. And just know that everything today is channeled for your highest and best good. And exhale. Awesome. So I'm just going to we're going to start by just stimulating the solar plexus with breath of fire. So this is an equal inhale and exhale through the nose. And we're going to be using this to clean the blood, strengthen the nerves. It's got a whole bunch of really great benefits here. And we're going to do this for 3 minutes. Oops, get my timer on. My brain's a little slow today. So we are going to go equal inhale and exhale through the nose. This is the one you're doing, a long, deep one if you have any of the previous things we talked about, pregnant, on your cycle. I'm just going to bring your hands to index finger and thumb touching and just lightly resting that on the knees or on the legs, wherever's comfortable for you. And we're just here for 3 minutes just to cleanse and prepare. So it goes like this. And it doesn't need to be as fast as mine. It just needs to be equal inhale and exhale. Let's go. So breath of fire is really good. Keep going. Stimulating the solar plexus, cleansing the blood, strengthening shaky nerves. It's expanding your lung capacity. It's producing energy for both your physical and your mental well-being. It's releasing toxins, and it also changes and charges your aura for greater protection. This is actually a great exercise as well for overcoming addiction and any bad effects that have accumulated by having former addictions. Last 30 seconds, deepen the breath if you can. Take a deep inhale here, hold the breath. Just notice how that energy is moving through the body differently now. And exhale. Great. So we're now going to move on to our first proper kriya, which is a movement meditation for overcoming grief. So whether you're feeling grief for your own circumstances or that of the collective, there's just a power in transforming that into, energy for yourself, into kind of strength in the aura. So in ancient India, this kriya would actually have been done with the whole village during times of mourning. And they would basically go into the water up to their navel, and they would do this exercise to strengthen their solar plexus, but also to clear that grief and to clear it in a collective way, which I think is really powerful. So obviously we're not going to wade into water right now. We're going to just be sitting here, but just kind of know that you can actually, if you like this exercise or you're coming up against something where you really need to clear some grief out of the body, you can actually do this in the bathtub, or you go into nearby water like a calm ocean or a nearby lake or river. So pretty cool exercise. I'm going to be sitting with a straight spine. So you want to maximize your breath, and you always just slightly have your chin slightly tucked so you've got that really clear channel for your energy. And you're going to have both of your hands, your hands are going to start here, and we're going to be bringing them over like this. It's kind of a scooping action. And then we're doing a powerful breath through the mouth. So it'll look like this. Was it the other way? Yeah, this way. So breathing in when it's down, breathing out when it's up. So as we're doing this, you're also going to then imagine that you're lifting your worries and your woes and your stresses and any problems and any pain and any loss, and you're just going to place them behind you. Okay, so we're going to start now. We're 3 minutes on the clock. Placing all those woes behind you. Any sadness, any grief, put it behind you. Scoop them up, send them away. Consciously bringing up anything that's been bothering you and placing behind. Deepen that breath through the mouth if you can for the last minute. Take an inhale here, deeply through the nose. Hold. Feel the difference to the cells of the body. Exhale through the nose. And relax. Just keeping the eyes closed for a moment, just kind of feeling that difference of giving yourself that space to kind of move things out of your path, to place yourself ahead of them instead of them not in your path, creating that space or creating those problems. And now just keeping the eyes closed, we're going to do the first light language now. It's really to support that cleanse, to really kind of help kind of move and shift anything that's in your path out of your way. Just before I start, just to generally have you touching the third eye, just lightly tapping the third eye, giving permission, thinking I allow, giving permission for the light, the language, the frequency, and the codes to come into the body, to create space for you by removing density, and to energize. And just relaxing the hands and just comfortable position, comfortable breath, being open to receive that first light language. Tiati kana koti kana harata ka karata ka mokutu kinira ira ta kana ka boku kinira ta ka kata kito kana harata ka moeda ti na data kana kata ka kinira ta berku kana harata ka hara mo ira tu kiti kinira tu kiti kana harata ki mo kinira ta ka tu kana ti ira ta kana berku ingina ta kira ti kana mokuti kira kata kana moku ina ira tu ira ti kiti kito na mokuta ki berku ira ta karata ka kinira tu kiti ka kata kina karata karata kiti 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 kina mokuta kiti kiti kana moi mokuti kira kiti kana moi Kiana ki kata na karata ki to hui te ki no ira ta ka como ki to ki kere karata ka mo ira ia ta kena to ha ta ki to ki kana karata ka mo ki ina to ri na ira to ki ta kana ha to ka mo ina to ki te ki na rata ka mo to ki te kana ha to ko ki ta ni ko to ki ka mo ki na da hui rata ka ti ki ta kara ka to mo ki to ki te kana ha to ki na mo to ki na rata ki to ki na karata ka mo ki te kana ka mo kita kena kereta kia kena mu kita negara kena mu kita kita kurti kita kuna kata kita kuta area itu kui nama berguyara tik kereta kata kita kamu kita kena kereta kamu kuta kena kereta kaya berguyara tu ketika kereta kamu kuta kena kereta kamu kuta kena kita kita kereta kamu kini kena muira tik ketika kereta kena mu kita na muira tik kita kena mu kita kereta kamu pergi kereta kata kamu kita kena kereta kata kita kena kereta kamu ira tu kita kena kamu kita kingina tu kena mungkin ira tu kita kita mungkin kena harta kita kena kereta kamu kita kena harta kamu kutu kereta kamu kita mungkin kena taking a deep breath, holding the breath, thinking to yourself, I allow, I allow, I allow. And exhale. So you can open your eyes now. We're now going to bring in a mantra called Jai Te Gong. It's a really powerful sound current to cut through any darkness around you, whether that's created by your mind or created by the minds of those around you, i.e. culture, peers, parents, whoever's giving you pressure right now. So this mantra is said to act like a cosmic sword, slicing through negativity and darkness, replacing it with strength and courage and inspiration. So it says the mantra speaks of a great sword that removes all the demons from our mind and body. So when I was like, I'm down for anything like that. So I was like, yes, we're going for this one. So you can actually use this, for yourself. If you're feeling anything that's kind of around you, a bit of pressure coming on, you can play this. I can send you the link afterwards. There's lots of different versions of it as well. But you can also play it in your home if you feel like there's any negative energy in the home. Maybe you have a visitor and you kind of feel a bit like you afterwards. And that could just be, a service person, whatever. You can play this around the home to clear the energy of the home as well. And this mantra is they say the best way to experience it is, so this mantra is supposed to be experienced, and they want you to experience it in different ways. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the mantra for 6 minutes. I've got a version which has just got a kind of a feedback. So let me tell you, you're not supposed to know all the words to this mantra. It's just meant to match the bits of the crowd. So he'll say Jai Te Gung, which is JAITEGUNG, and you'll just repeat Jai Te Gung with the music. We're going to do this in 3 positions. So we're going to do it first from seated, then we'll stand up, and then we'll lie down. And I just want you to notice as you're going the difference between those 3 positions as well. Right. Volume okay? That's where you'll be. So join in. if you're not getting the words perfect, just roughly, it's fine. Slicing away that darkness. Standing up. Now chanting from up here. Move a little here. And move through your body in a different way. You don't have to move though, you can just stay still, just about letting the mantra move around the body. Go loud as you can. Now laying down. Lay down and let the movement, keep the chant going when he sings, and let the movement come through the body in a different way now. Okay, taking an inhale. Hold the breath. Notice how the body felt different in those 3 positions. Exhale, and then staying down for the light language. Just feeling relaxed. Just kind of amplifying the light that's going to come through, amplifying the language that's coming through with that vibration, through that vibration of that current. The way that it just came through for me was almost like these kind of really tiny yellow swords sort of dropping down, but they weren't in any way, they were almost like penetrating with more light rather than being any danger. So just kind of with that in mind, these kind of like this vibration is brought down, or these kind of like tiny pinpricks of extra energy and extra light for the body. And so now we can fill that up with the light language. Ya toki nara ti karuni makita ginara takara to to kika priyanara to katika dat kata ko yana tarat kata kini gara ki yara takamo yara taki to kiti nira yanna kata kata kuri kana hara ya mo yara taka tikina mode to ide te nira to yara to katika takaki nara ta murukiti kini yara to yara takara kitu como kuina mana ko tikina hara to como yara to kuina to crecinde ko sigena yara to yana Rukutukina haratakumakita kana riyatta ki korete ka moira ta kina mukita ki kana morkoira moira ta korete kana ta ki romo kotikira ta kana mokutu kana maira kaya kotikina harata moira tikita kara ga mokutikina harata ka kina moro kotikina harati mokutikira murko yana ta kara ta harati kati mokoki kana kira ta kata ka mokutikira kira ta kira ta kitikana mokikuni tu te kana harata ka kotikira. Ya tu kena ara tu kuita kena kara tu komokito kena kara tu ketu kuita kena kara tu ketu kuita kena mokito kena mendeku te kita kata kata komoko tu kena ina tu kara kata kara moko tu kete kara ram ko te kara mira tu kara ta kata numero tu ketu kena kata kena moi berkuit kena kara mokito kara kata kena kata kuita kaka moko ya na rit kara tu ketu kuma mendeku te kara tu kara ya tu ya na tu ketu ori tu ketu kita mai na. Karati turakita ka ina toki ina ta ina rato ira toko ina rata tra rato ira ta karata kana ma pati kira hatta karate ki to karate na me yoti ina ta kata ka to kuri ki to ki ni ira ta ka to kuite kana per kuite ki ni ira to ka ira to kuite ki to kamo ki to kana ira ti ira ta ro ira ta ran ne ira to ki to karate kana ro kuite karata hatta ki ina ta ra to ira ta kana ma ko to ki to karata kama kote kila taki tukure kina mote kini yuru tika tika mukete kuru tuki tika na kata kini na na kutuka berku yara tika yuru tika ma berku tika rasa tika na mo yara tika na muku tika na berku tika na tika rasa muku tika na tika na kata tika muku kini yara tika muku tika na tika ni na mo yara. A deep inhale, holding the breath. Allow the light to move through the body, the frequency, the codes. And exhale, and you come back to seated. Thank you. So we're going to do an exercise called Sitali Pranayam. So it's a really powerful exercise for strengthening and revitalizing the body, but also has a kind of a cooling and cleansing effects and kind of relaxes the nervous system. So it's a really powerful meditation. In itself, we're going to do 3 minutes, but if you really like this one, you can actually do this for 108 repetitions, just the in and out, to really strengthen yourself. So we're going to basically going to be sitting with a straight spine, the chin is slightly tucked. I'm going to roll the tongue into a U if you can. If you can't, then do the best you can. Some people can't. And you're going to have the tip of the tongue just outside the lips. And we're going to be inhaling through the rolled tongue and exhaling through the nose. So it'll look like this. So we're on the clock for 3 minutes. Just kind of notice how this is going to calm your nervous system down, but it's also really strengthening the whole body, the aura. Inhaling through the rolled tongue, exhaling through the nose. Deepen the breath if you can now. Take a longer inhale in, a longer exhale out. We're here for 1 more minute. And take in the last round now. Do 1 more round and then come back to relaxed breath. And if you have water handy, please drink some now. Okay, so you're welcome to stay seated or lie down. We're going to do short sound bowl and some light language before we do our last exercise. Just giving permission for the sound, the frequencies, the light to come into the body. na kita kana ra ta kana makuti kira ta kara na ne ara ta yaro to kurate kana krate ka mo yara ta kinna na ta kara kwitte kana to kana mutte ta kana na krate kana makke to kana krate kaya na to kira ta kana makke to kana yara mun kwitte kana ra kori da ta kana kana makitte kana hare jo yen yara to ka ta kya ari yara ta kana mo to kira pa kira ari ta ke to kana yara ta ka to yara ta kira kira ma ko ni na ta kiri ta ta yara to kara ta mo ko kira kana ma yara to kara ta kana mo ko to kira perché non tu gina tu hina foto che ti kira kana ya mo kire me rugo yero to kata kana kra to ke makka to ke ni yara ta ke na mo ko ti kine per ko ti kina kira ta kira kana mo ko ti kira yara ta krayon na ko ti kit kana mo ti kit kana mo ri ke ti kira ka ya to ko kira ta kira hare di na ta kira mo ri kit na kra to ko ti kira ni yara ta kra to ko ti na per kit kana hare ti ke tu yena to kira mo kit kana kra ta ke mo kit kana kra ti mo mana ko ti kana kra ti to kana yara ta ki ta kana kra ta yena ta yara to kit kana yara perché tu che ne hai fatto che hai la tua era ta che ta kana era tua era ta che tu con era mai man che tu che kana che tu che ne ta che no che te kana era tu che ta kana era tu che ta kana kharte ka mo che ne perché quei ta kana era tu che ta kana kharte kana mo ta che mare o era tu che te mo che ta na hai to che ta che tu kana kharte ka era mo era te che kana kharte ka mo te che kana era ta kana tu che ne mo che te kana kharte ka mo che te kana और कोई किन्हीं के रखा करते हैं नमक को तिकराती करना मन कहते कि ना खाते करी कि ना मक्की तक ना कतो कहते कि ना ये रता ये रतु कतो करी कि ना मकातो कहते तक ना खर दिया माँ ये रते करन तो भी तक इन्ना तो कहते तारा कि ना खर दिया मुक्को तक ना खर दिया मुक्के तक रहता है दाना मुक्के तक रहता है तक मुक्के तो करी कि ना माँ ये रता कि ना कतो कहते कि ना मकातो कहते कि ना ये रता कर रहा ना मुक्के तक कि ना ये रता कि ये ना कतो करते कि रहता मुक्को तो कहते कि ना खर दिया मुक्को तो कि ना Take a deep inhale, holding the breath. I allow, I allow, I allow. And exhale. The last exercise is called a meditation to open the lock of the heart. I put this in obviously before, but it's really been interesting. The last couple of bits of light language have been really focused around the heart instead of the solar plexus, which I think is really important right now, that we're remembering that a lot of our strength comes from remembering that we are loved and we are supported, not just like by the people around us, but from a universal level, that we can allow flow to come in to give us strength, that we can allow our heart space to be open to be strength. So this one we're going to be doing straight spine again, slim chin slightly tucked. And we're going to have the elbows relaxed at the side, and then the hands are just going to come kind of about 15 to 20 centimeters in front of your face. Palms are going to be facing each other, and they're going to do a very powerful, we're only being here for 3 minutes, but we're doing a very powerful jerk in and out. So kind of going from about 20 centimeters to a meter, and really jerking, very abrupt. It's very much part of it that you're bringing it back in and out. And we're on the clock now, 3 minutes. The force of the move is so powerful that the hands, chest, and shoulders and head jerk a little. And you're concentrating your energy here at the heart space, opening it up, kind of almost like shocking it awake, shocking it open. And opening up the heart chakra allows more of your Shushmana, allows more of your infinity, allows more of that feeling of support and love to come into the body. So this meditation is going to release that lock. So sometimes when the solar plexus is out of whack, the heart center comes out as well. And this one's going to kind of bring it all back in together. Really more jerky movements if you can. In and out, back to in front of the face. We're shocking the subtle nervous system. Keep going. Two more minutes here. Open up the heart. Bring forth the entire power of your being. job. And we're using this mantra to support this shock to the nervous system, to support it being opened up, to support the opening of your entire being. Remember, it's jerking both ways. One, 30 seconds left. Doing really good. Ready, go for it for those last few seconds. Take an inhale. I'll keep the hands going, but inhale the breath. Keep going. Exhale, keep the hands going. Inhale, keep the hands going. Exhale, keep them going. One last time, we're going to inhale, inhale. Exhale. And relax. Whew, good job. That's not an easy one to do. If you're feeling it in the arms a little bit, so give them a shake. But it's so powerful for opening up the heart space. So now, just to receive the final light language, and just being open to receive here, really kind of focusing the attention around the heart chakra now, around those feelings, kind of digging around and feeling those moments in time where you know that you've been supported by more than just what you provide, by more than your immediate family or the people in your life. Just those moments where you stood in awe on a mountaintop, or watched the sunset and felt something bigger, or sat under the stars. Just something where you kind of understand the life force energy that flows through your body, that flows through everything. Kenati konen diara takana hatu kitu kene hara yenna kata kana mo kitti kene gara yena to kitti kira to kara kitti kene gara kaka ta mo kitti kene gara pero kitti kene kara tikka mo kitti kene to kitti gara mo kitti kene katu kitti kene hai to kitti kene gara pero kitti kene kara to kitti kene hai to kene kara tikka mo kitti kene hara tikka yara takana kamani gara na yara pero kitti ko hai yena kara kitti kene mo kitti kitti kene gara hara to mo pero kitti kene hara tikka mo kitti kene gara to kana mo kata kara takki mo kitti kene kara mo pero kitti Rana, pero tú que no todo como tú, pero te can capo tu que quiere na, pero que tú que das tiempo que te quiere, pero cuya tú que te can hacer que no que te can hacer tu can, pero que te can hacer que moco que na hacer que moco que can quiere tu can hacer que moco que na ir tu que te quiere can hacer como hoy. Ganito kana kara taka moko te kana kata kata kana moki te kana kata kuki kana kata kana kata 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 kara te moko te ko yara te kata kana kara te kata kana kata kana mo mo ko te kana kata kana pero ko te kana kata kana kata kata kana moki te kana kata kana kata moki te ko te kana kata kana mo Wih, ada kena kata 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 kena makan tu kena kena tu kena kerasa makan tu kena kata kena makan tu kena makan tu kena kena ira. Berkuat tu kena kerja tu kena kata tu kena kerja makan tu kena tu kena ada tu kena tu kena mau. Berkuat tu kerja tu kena kerja ini makan tu kena tu kena air tu kena kerja makan tu kena ira. Makan tu kena kerja kena makan kena ira tu kena kerja makan tu kena kata kena ira. Berkuat tu kena ira tu kerja makan tu kena ira tu kitu ku kena ada tu ira tu kena makan kena ira tu makan tu kena kena ira. Taking an inhale here, holding the breath. Thinking to yourself, I allow, I allow, I allow, allowing the light, the frequency, the codes, the energy to move through the body, not just now, but to keep going next 24, 48 hours as it continues the cleanse and the upgrade. Exhale. We're not going to close this out. Just bringing the palms together back in front of in prayer position. We're going to do 3 long satnams to close this out. And satnam is your calling your vibration of your own truth. So join me. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Satnam. So I would just share what came through. It was very interesting, right? The first light language that came through was almost like this column of like energy in front of everybody. And I was kind of trying to explore and I was like, I couldn't move it. So it was like kind of almost like it's almost like energetically there's this kind of thing in front of you. And it's there all the time, and what you fill it with is a choice. And so I was able to kind of remove the density that was sitting in this kind of almost in front of the solar plexus, this kind of tube that went down, this kind of tube of power. Just kind of clear anything out and then start like kind of energizing this kind of power center, reminding you and connecting you into, you know, the strength of the universe and dropping it down. It was almost like I was dropping things down into the chute. It was really interesting. At first I was kind of, well, we need to clear this out the way. And I was like, no, that's there. So that's there. So now we're like, okay, well, let's fill it up, which was really cool. And then at the end of that section as well, this kind of yellow butterfly came across the face and was just flapping there. And it was just like the way that came through was like it's you showing up as you being is basically the way it shows up, is this like beautiful butterfly to other people. It's this beautiful energy that goes that you just showing up exactly as yourself provides this, the same kind of experience as seeing a beautiful butterfly out in nature would do, which is really cool. And then we went into the it was really interesting. I put it on here. You've got a long citrine coming down, but it was like these yellow swords that were coming down during the end of that mantra. I don't know how the mantra was for you, but there was these kind of like tiny, like not dangerous at all, tiny yellow swords just kind of dropping all around. And it was like no pain, nothing there. It was just like these little kind of like as if almost like a light shower, just coming all around, very yellow, a lot of really yellow energy today. And then there was, as I'm looking at my thing, trying to remember on my crystal placement. Very interesting going into the heart space. So the second one, there was this thing with so maybe the second or third, I'm not confused now, but this energy came in here and I was like, it was very interesting. It was between the heart and the throat. And it was kind of, and I'm like, oh, aren't we doing the solar plexus? And it was like, no, this energy was coming in between the two, and it was becoming kind of like almost like being like it was pulling in all this energy to support, what you feel in your heart and what truth you're speaking, and just kind of putting that strength from the solar plexus, and then it was bringing it up and just reminding you that your chakra systems kind of work as a unit. So if you're feeling like you've got a heart block, maybe you've closed down your heart, which I was feeling from some, was that when someone doesn't necessarily agree with your point of view or something, that you maybe shut them down, shut them out, is opening that back up and being like, no, your strength comes from your own heart, your own knowing, your own solar plexus strength, and then you pull that up so that you are strong enough to communicate in whatever you need to do in a way that suits the situation that you're in. So it's not about closing down people that don't agree with you. It's not about trying to convince people it's just about you being in your sovereignty and being able to do that. Then there was this kind of opening up of the heart space, and it was just like, really like it was going out, you know, and it was just kind of this reminder that there'd just kind of been this close down, you know, it was just kind of this little sort of close down coming there, and it was just expanding that out and getting all this energy out, and then the last light language that came through was so cool. It was this big, it was almost, I was like this, and I was like, it was like you were at a playground and you were like pushing someone on the merry-go-round, and you're just like pushing, getting go as fast as you can, like you are leaving here like at warp speed in terms of this momentum that's going. And then also ask that you can at least once turn around in a clockwise direction after this is over. So you can do it now if you want, but it was just kind of like, don't forget to turn around. It was like something about like catching that momentum, but it was like, I was for ages, I was getting sweaty, like whew, I was like pushing the merry-go-round, just moving this energy and building up so much momentum there, for, you know, for what you, the strength that you need for whatever's coming, whatever's going on, whatever you've been clearing, of just kind of like, yeah, you're supercharged now. It's really good. Does anyone want to, I think that's everything I'm going to remember at this point. If anything else comes through, just because I've got a bit of a headache, not all clear. But if anyone wants to share anything, you're more than welcome to before we close out. No pressure though. Oh, Amanda's going for it. Woo! Love you, Amanda. Always good for you.
I'm hoping I'm going to be able to talk, Zoe, because I can't stop crying.
Oh.
But I think it's a good thing. At the beginning, I had a lot of pain in my body on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly around the back of my hip, spine, up in my chest. Yeah, lots and lots of pain. But as I went through, then the grief started, and I haven't been able to stop crying. But I'm so grateful for you all being with me, because I feel like I'm held, and this is a safe place to grieve.
Yeah, it's really nice. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure that isn't easy to share, but that feels very relevant to that momentum that's just come in at the end, you know, like it's almost like, okay, I can't stop. That's what the energy felt like. So it's like, obviously you will stop, you're not going to be crying forever, but it's just kind of like, take the power of that, you know, take the power of that. If you feel like you want to kind of bring it back, literally anyone, do turn in a circle clockwise, and just remember that this is like, that's literally how you can restart yourself right now. It's just like, oh, I'm feeling a bit flat, turn in a circle. That's what they're basically saying. It's like, turn in a circle, and you can just bring back, it's like you push your own merry-go-round, right? So and you can do that. So as you're going through this process, and you know it's very deep for you, is as you're going through this, just kind of go, okay, you can slow it down if you want. If you want to bring it back, you can as well, just to kind of cleanse as much as you can out of the system. I mean, there's so much power in this session today.
The pain's all gone, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So if you think about, the pain's all gone, but it's now being expressed through the emotion to release as well still. So just keep kind of allowing that to occur. And I know you're good at allowing your emotions. So, you know, if you need anything today, I'm around. So just message me.
Cheers. Thanks, Zoe.
I'm really proud of you for really showing up for yourself in this, you know, like, and not kind of, because that was really a big part of this, was around those times when we've shut down our heart, we've shut down our power center based on other things. So to just be able like, oh, ouch, on so many levels for this, and still be standing and still be strong, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here for me.
That's the nice thing about these group things. Everyone's here for the right time, whether you're watching it now or you're watching the replay. Everyone's that's here that needed that is why you're here. So just kind of remembering that, you know, that's how that's going to show up for you. But if anyone else want to share before I shut us down? I mean, welcome to, if you're not comfortable sharing on here, obviously you're welcome to message me or share anything. If you've got any questions that come up, sometimes, you know, light language is going to keep moving. So 24, 48 hours is going to keep going. Drink lots of water today, particularly as there was so much movement. Drink lots of water. And if anything comes up and you're like, oh, what was that? You're welcome to message me, either, you know, however we normally communicate. Welcome to reach out. I'm always here to kind of support what that feels like for you. And Nikki, did you have something you wanted to say? I just unmuted.
Yeah, I'll share. Thanks, Amanda, for sharing with us. When we did the heart mantra, because one of my biggest problems this year, I close out my heart to a lot of people. I don't open it up to a lot of people. And that was a really powerful mantra for me. And it was so strong that as soon as it finished, I got disconnected. My phone just shut down.
Wow.
And then it reconnected right where you started the light language, just before you started that. So for me, that was like, yep, I've opened up my heart now.
Wow.
And cleared it of a lot of grief that I've been holding for a long time. So yeah, thank you for that.
Wow, that's really powerful. That, I mean, it's so interesting to be looking at those metaphors as well and going, okay, you know, that kind of reboot of the heart. And that's really what it was, just like, I don't know, it's like it's a bit of a blur for me, because I think it just is. And but it was just so much just kind of good energy in there today, but there was so much clearing as well. So just kind of honoring that, however that shows up for you, if it shows up for you. I mean, sometimes we're here to hold space anyway, more than to cleanse. However this is going to show up for you, just yeah, just pay attention to the little stuff, notice what's different, and notice, Nikki and Amanda, you might both be, or anyone that's been kind of like moving grief, you might be presented with opportunities to really step forward, when like an opportunity to keep your heart open instead of it shutting it down again. So you're just looking out for that, right? So you're just kind of going, okay, this week, is there a point where I think, oh, you know, like you just kind of want to kind of back off and be, okay, what would I do differently with this momentum that I've got this week? So just kind of pay attention to that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll keep doing these while we're going through this, whatever the hell this period is that we're in. We'll keep going, and we'll keep showing up for each other. We'll keep being strong. If you're on the Gold Coast, I'll have a full moon beach ceremony coming up as well. So I'll put those dates out for that. And I might also organize maybe a hike or something as well. And then if anyone's got anything in particular that they want to work on, thank you, Ruby. If you have anything particular that you want to work on, like in terms of, I just normally just allow whatever comes through, but if you're kind of like, oh, I could use some help with this, then I'm always open to feedback as well. And then Ruby, let's you and I kind of plan maybe for a couple of weeks to do another joint one as well.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Yeah.
Zoe, would you mind sharing that mantra, you know, the one that we did sitting, standing up and lying down?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that was, I love that.
Yeah, I'll have to dig it out. It's actually, I'm going to need to dig out the web link for it, because I'm using it through an app, through an SeekNet app. But I will put that into, I'll send that to you in Instagram. And if anyone else wants it, just reach out, and however we normally communicate, and I will just ask me. And then I'll post the replay to this obviously up as well, soon as well. But I love that mantra. As soon as I heard it, I was like, this is it. And
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
very
I
high
can't tell the
energy.
feedback, but there's something about that group, the group magnet. I was like, for us, that was just like, it's really powerful. We know what we're doing here. And I just kind of feel like you almost get transported back to that festival, and you can imagine the vibes of like a whole festival in Kundalini. It's just like good times all around. So it's cool. Thank you. And Kerry, it was lovely to see you. It's been a while since I last saw you, so it's lovely to see you here. Thank you so much for showing up as well. And everybody else will stay in touch. Dev as well, thank you for staying up late for this. And I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.